What's up, tricksters, and welcome to another episode of Yoru to Immortal series, a series where I'm teaching you my best radiant tips, tricks, and strategies for Yoru. Last episode we've got placed in Diamond 2 after winning all 5 placement matches, and we are already playing against Ascendants and Immortals. So let's see for how long we can keep this 100% win rate. If you have any questions about Yoru, feel free to ask me down in the comments, or you can join my Discord server for professional Valorant coaching. Also, all of these games are streamed live on my Twitch channel, so you can tune into my daily streams and get some free tips before others. But other than that, let's hop into our first game for today, baby. Now let's start this video with some very important tip when it comes to Yoru Ultimate. Whenever you have your ultimate available on attacker's side, the best idea is to always tell your teammates to push some bomb site together as 5. Yoru Ultimate is a very valuable information gathering tool, and tool with which you can easily open up a bomb site for your team. There is no reason to split up the map or do some stupid lurks. Also, always make sure to carry a shorty with yourself when you have Yoru's ultimate, because of this.
Right.
I'm back.
Especially when you're playing some eco rounds on the attacker's side, you don't need long-range weapons in order to kill enemies with your ultimate. Even on the maps such as Breeze, Stinger and Shorty is everything that you need to potentially kill one enemy and take his gun instead.
It's you and me.
One enemy remaining.
Best ultimate in the game, huh?
Bad. Hello.
Best ultimate in the game! The guy healed me to 150 HP. Quick tip for all of the new ISO mains. Always activate your shield before you use your ultimate, and be very careful who are you taking in a 1v1 duel. You don't really want to ult a Yoru with 30 HP and heal him for no reason. Now, when you're playing Yoru on attacker's side, you don't really need some crazy lineups in order to make outplays. What is more important than lineups is that you develop a good feeling for teleport's movement trajectory, and that you always have some secondary plan after you teleport. For an example, in this round, as soon as we killed Iso on sight, I knew that teleporting in the cubby position was a safe play, because my Sova already scouted every other position with his utility. After we took backside control, I immediately placed the second improvised teleport that has 3 purposes. It allows me to play with enemy's mind while they're going for a retake, it also allows me to reposition if I end up in some up situation, and finally it allows me to go for an aggressive outplay if enemies end up at stairs or behind the yellow crates.
One enemy remaining.
Also, always keep in mind that you get 1 more additional teleport for every 2 kills. That is why here I've used my second teleport as a fake before peeking in the backside angle in order to potentially distract enemy Yoru and take an easy kill. And then, once we reveal that enemy Yoru is playing with Operator at the stairs, I've used my third aggressive teleport behind him to make a Subway sandwich. But we don't want to go for some blind teleport and isolate a stupid 1v1 fight. Instead of that, I'm using my clone to distract enemy Yoru, and I'm waiting for a perfect moment of time to strike. Since he is using Operator with classic pistol, I'm just waiting for him to shoot 1 bullet and to catch him off guard while he's putting his second bullet in the chamber, because fire rate of Operator is really slow and he will probably need to fight with his secondary weapon.
2 flashes still, Yoru.
You died last. Good job.
I'm definitely getting better, you know, like I'm starting to think. My brain cells are working, man. In this round, I'm just using one of my defensive setups on B side of Breeze. I put the clone in front of myself behind this box, and before the round starts, I'm sending my teleports towards A site for a fast rotation. When enemies are pushing back site, I'm using my clone in combination with 1 flash to make enemies believe that I'm the one pushing them, and to make them destroy my clone. Once they get flashed by my clone, I can peek behind or on top of these backside boxes to take an easy kill and maybe reposition with my teleport. But all of this was unnecessary in this round.
Cutting through.
I'm pissed.
There they are.
Enemy B. Bad luck.
I got the spike,
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Spike is B.
Last one mid. Nice.
GG, boys.
GG.
You guys,
Defenders win.
thanks for the game.
Plus 30, man, in Diamond 2. Now for the second match, we're moving on to Ascente. Enemies are pushing B and I'm trying to support my teammates before they die on the bomb site. In this eco round, I only have Shorty with myself and I need to make an aggressive play as soon as I see an opportunity to close the gap with enemies. That's why I'm sending my teleport towards backside to support my raise, but I have completely effed up this teleports lineup. So we need to improvise and adapt because I don't have any more teleports. As soon as I hear one enemy that is close, I'm going for a very risky pop flash play because this might as well be the last opportunity to support my raise on the site. Only God knows how I've managed to survive this play, but when you're a stupid potato, not even God can help you to win the rounds and games in Valorant. For some reason, I thought that enemies are going to rotate from B to A, and that's why I've used my second teleport to escape this cubby position and rotate a bit faster. But this was a really bad play. Remember, my friends, whenever you end up in a 3v2 or numbers advantage situation, you don't give a crap anymore where enemies are going to end up and plant the spike. You always want to prioritize team play in these scenarios. Playing with your most aggressive teammates or teammates that have the highest chances of dying and play on the refrag potential. What I should have done in this round is simply teleport into CT and play together with my Sky in market, while our Cypher is holding the enemy's rotation from tiles. Because we don't really know if enemies will continue their push or if they are going to rotate. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because we have numbers advantage and we can easily play a 3v2 retake together. But this is just a proof that no one is perfect and that Radiants are not some kind of unkillable demon kings that always make the right plays. But also, don't be stupid like this Sky and force some pointless 1v1 gunfights when you already have a numbers advantage. Just fight for information, jump spot the enemies, stay alive and fight together with your teammates. Now, after Sky died, in this 2v2 retake, the most logical decision is to keep my location a secret and to use my Cypher in order to fight enemies together.
Reloading. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Moral of the story in this round is that you need to have 120% focus if you want to win your ranked games in Valorant. You need to think not only for yourself but also for your teammates, and you always want to prioritize team play instead of map control when you have the true numbers advantage. Remember that in every scenario that you play, there is always some kind of a good, bad or optimal game decision. But the worst game decision in this type of scenarios is to force some solo gunfights. Yes, I'm talking to you, Sky.
Cutting through.
Watch a short.
Surprise.
Now, when you're playing 3v3 and 2v2 scenarios, you also want to follow the same rules as if you're playing with some true numbers advantage. We want to prioritize safety, playing on refrag potential and fighting enemies together. You basically need to gamble a bit more in order to have higher chances of winning these rounds. So what my Brimstone should have done, instead of rotating to B, he should have just stayed on A site with me. This is a really good game decision for many reasons. Number one, we are not isolating some pointless 1v1 or 1v2 gunfights. We can always fight together on a refrag potential and maybe even surprise the enemy team. Number two, we don't know if enemies are going to rotate and what they're going to do. But if they decide to reheat A site, we're still fighting together and we have the highest chances of winning this round. If enemies decide to rotate on B site, okay, we can still play a 2v2 retake together, which is 10 times easier rather than playing a 1v1 or 1v2 retake if one of us dies. And for number 3, remember that as your numbers are getting lower on defender's side, you need to gamble a bit more and sell a bit of map control to the enemy team. On the defender side, the more teammates you have alive for the retakes, the higher are the chances that you're going to win that specific round. It is simply impossible in a 2v2 scenario to cover all of the angles and choke points through which enemies can push us or maybe surprise us if we are separated. But by playing together, we can isolate angles in a smart way where we don't need to fight enemies on multiple different positions, and enemies can't kill us based on timing or luck. Because of this TED Talk, I've decided to rotate a bit closer to my Brimstone and isolate angles in a way where enemies can't really surprise me based on timings or luck. But my Brimstone Zinho didn't really want to play smart with me, and I was too far away to support him. Now, in this 1v2 retake, I'm using 2 flashes at the stairs in order to fake my location and potentially catch enemies off guard from Speedway.
One enemy remaining.
After killing Killjoy, once again I'm using my teleport to fake the location of my push as I'm slowly making my way towards stairs.
Fake teleport.
Green box right.
No reason to complicate the things. Just play with the enemy in mind, chill, relax, we're all good. Now this round is a prime example of why you can't call an agent in Valorant your main agent if you don't spend at least 300 to 500 hours on that specific character. Because if you don't experience enormous amount of scenarios with that specific agent, you won't be aware of all possibilities, and your adaptiveness is also going to be very, very low.
Lights out. Fake teleport. Dead. Time to jump.
Last player standing.
Fake teleport.
One enemy remaining.
4. Time to jump. Fake teleport.
Fuck man, I had 1 bullet! This is exactly what I was talking about. An extremely experienced Yoru player would have dropped his gun that only has 1 bullet, use the ultimate, pick up the gun from the dead enemies and go for an easy flash outplay with his ultimate on this last remaining enemy, instead of forcing a stupid 1v1 fight with 36 HP. That is why these series are not only a learning opportunity for you, but also for me as well to grow as a player and coach. And we're not going to mention that I was completely unaware that I have only 1 bullet in my magazine. Let's go towards B, let's go towards B.
One on B, one on B. I'm the one.
Spike down mid.
Nice Molotov.
Killed them.
After taking this kill on Sova, I'm trying to fake my location with teleports as much as I can, in order to keep potential enemies in guard and distracted, as we are dealing with enemies that are pinching us from behind.
Reloading.
Last player
Time to
standing.
jump.
To mid.
Fake teleport.
One enemy remaining.
3. Time to jump. Spike planted. My ult's ready.
Heaven.
Joke's over! You're dead!
No! He was smoking, bro! Like... You cannot be mad cause you're bad, charlatan! But on a serious note, here is one very important tip if you're in a 1v1 fight against Phoenix with the ultimate. Yoru's ultimate lasts for 12 seconds, and Phoenix ultimate lasts for 10 seconds. So technically speaking, as soon as Phoenix ults, you can use your own ultimate to backstab him as he is running it back. I should have used my ultimate instantly instead of waiting, especially because Spike is already planted for rafters. So even if he decides to defuse the Spike, I can still use my own ultimate, go on rafters, distract him from defusing the Spike, and kill him as he is coming back to his original location. And this is once again why game knowledge is extremely important in Valorant, my friends. Now, here is one very important tip for ranked. If your teammates are bad on the attacker's side, the worst thing that you can do is play default. Spread across the map and let your teammates pick some 1v1 duels. But if they don't want to play together or they don't listen to the calls, prioritize playing with teammates that are carrying the Spike or with teammates that you think you can use to open some part of the map and maybe win the round.
Someone is A.
Now, always remember to cancel your teleports as soon as they're not useful to you anymore, or you can use a better teleport to either distract enemies or reposition.
Time to jump.
In this round, my teammates called for a fake push on B side, because enemies were always pushing us from behind and they were very aggressive on defense. That is why I'm waiting here with a spike to maybe take some easy kills on enemies that are going to push through A main or mid. But when you're doing a fake, you don't really want to overextend and lose the numbers for no reason. It's a fake, not an execute. If I knew that my teammates are just going to commit to the push, I would have just played with them instead.
Don't get
When you're playing Yoru, it's really good if you're the one that is faking a push, because with Yoru you have a lot of great utility to fake and execute, and also you can quickly reposition on the opposite part of the map with your teleport. But in this game I simply couldn't trust my teammates at all, and I decided to take this job of killing enemies that are overextending on defender's side in my own hands. Also, always keep the track of how many points you need for your ultimate, because it's such a great tool to get some easy kills, take space, or gather information for yourself and your team. Remember, my friends, to pick some free orbs and build up your ultimate.
fake teleport. Cutting through. Headshot. Fake teleport.
One enemy remaining.
At the end of this round, I was just trying to fake my location with utility as much as possible and to potentially isolate enemies in some 1v1 gunfights. If they all pushed together and waited for each other, this was such an easy round for the enemy team, and I would have been dead. But thankfully, Immortal players really like to fight alone, and they don't really understand this concept of, how do you say that? Numbers advantage and refrag potential. So if you don't want to lose these easy rounds yourself, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, leave a like, and watch all of these videos from beginning to the end if you don't want to miss some important information for your grind. Also, on my Discord server, you can access the Yoru rank playbook, which is going to help you a lot when it comes to mastering this agent on every single map in Valorant.
Spotted A.
Attackers win.
Bro, I try harder so much this match, man. But to be honest, it is my fault that we won this match 13-11. Oh, is double rank up? What the fuck, man? This is exactly why kills don't matter. It's my 7th game on this account, bro. Now, our third match for today, we're playing again on Ascendant. In the previous video of this series, I was talking how you need to become the John Wick of Valorant and master every single weapon. Because Operator, for an example, is not an exclusive weapon for Jet mains only.
Anyone else?
Which weapon you buy depends on which map you're playing and what strategy you want to abuse. It's not dependent on the agent that you play. If you can get some easy kills with Operator because enemies are overpeaking you a lot on defender's side, just do it and make numbers advantage for your team. So bad.
In smoke.
One heaven, one dogging heaven.
Two heaven probably.
Two heaven,
Garden,
two heaven.
garden.
One enemy remaining.
Heaven.
That smoke is mega bad, bro.
Portal closed. It's Maya. Now.
Charlton, when should the duelist buy the Operator on the attacker side? The reason why I bought the Operator because I saw that enemies are aggro on short. And my teammates are dying from short a lot. And I was kind of pre-assuming that enemies are going to be picking us on short and trying to do some kind of an aggression. Like, that's why I bought the op. I didn't buy it blindly, like, on the attack you buy the op only to counter the enemy's aggression. If they like to peek something 24/7 and shit like that. Now remember that whenever you end up in some really bad position, always prepare your teleports and make some kind of an escape route for yourself.
Surprise. Cutting through.
Also, whenever you end up in some clutch scenarios or you're playing 2v2 or 3v3 situations, it's usually better for you to change the Operator for some automatic weapon, so that you're not relying only on one bullet in order to trade your teammates or to kill an enemy. The only times when you should stick with Operator in these scenarios is if you're really low HP and then you need to rely on the one-shot potential of this weapon.
Spike planted.
Scanning ahead.
Portal closed.
No, wait. I have a flash.
Go have.
Last player standing.
Bro, we are so stupid, man. So stupid. Keep in mind that at the start of this series, I wasn't really maximizing the potential of my flashes, and I've been wasting them a lot. For an example, in this situation, when I was left 1v1 against Astra, I could have easily killed her if I've used some kind of a pop flash or one-way flash like this, instead of just randomly throwing my flashes at her face.
I am the hunter.
Little boys.
Defenders win.
You know what is the worst thing that you can do in a game of Valorant? The absolutely worst thing that you can do in a game of Valorant is open your microphone and be toxic towards your teammates. That is the number one worst thing that you can do. Be toxic in a game. Like, literally, everything else is fine. If you need to break your phone, break the phone, break the mouse, break the keyboard, break the headset, yell. Yell at the doors, yell at the ceiling, yell at your dog. Don't yell at your dog, that's kinda pita and all of that shit. But don't open the microphone. You're not gonna make your teammates better by yelling at them. You need to realize that you cannot change players or coach players while you're playing the game. Usually, most of the times, it's gonna backfire as well. Because as you're doing backseat coaching, it's very fucking annoying. Sorry for venting, but some players need to realize that being toxic is just a net negative for everyone in your team. Now, after 8 wins in a row, we're just a few games away from Ascendant, even though we're already playing against some Immortal players. Let's see for how long we can keep this 100% win rate, and if we can maybe finish this series in a record-breaking time. But hey, there's still plenty of tips and tricks that I need to teach you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you, my dear tricksters, in the next episode.